Yeah, another successful week.
Yeah.
Dundee Jam Radio, greetings and salutations to all of our esteemed listeners.
The lovely esteemed listeners that are here every week for us, even the ones we didn't record.
Our loyalist, our most loyal of listeners.
Yes.
I did
loyal of listener.
I did miss last week's. 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, very unprofessional of you.
But I had prior arrangements before we got this job.
Was it more important than recycling?
Not really, no.
But it was quite a good show in the end. Quite a lot of varied guests.
Yeah, we had a revolving door of guests.
We did. Absolutely.
I mean, that's the big give of the show, is to have just as many as guests as physically possible. We want more guests. Bring it.
And you've got a few on today, as I understand.
Yeah, we've got a list.
We can't keep them away.
No. So this week, what are we talking about?
We're talking about automation.
Automation, yes.
For those that aren't familiar, it's the concept of either eliminating or reducing a person's workload for the use of machinery or clever computer tricks, or just firing them to make money.
Yeah.
Wasn't Dundee quite a big automation type place?
During the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess more work went away from just like your gran and her bothy and went towards the cities with big machinery.
The Industrial Revolution was interesting because it was kind of, clothing was mostly made by everyone.
Yeah.
Well, don't we have an automation museum, or is that automotive museum?
I think it's automotive.
Oh, okay, doesn't matter.
I mean, it is a form of automation. Took jobs from the horses.
From the horses, yeah, and from the king carriers. They didn't get to carry their kings anymore.
The palanquins.
Is that their actual name?
Or litters, yeah.
Oh.
I think I'd rather be carried by, like, people in a car. I feel like that'd be a bit more fun. You know, those people.
It would be fun just to wave out of a box and just spit on peasants as
No, the fun is to be covert in a box being carried by two men.
We should be covert in a box.
Keep the windows closed.
Oh.
You have the curtains closed.
FBI carrier boxes.
Surveillance box.
One has a red light, one has a blue light on his head, and it's like the police force running around, and it's just a boy carrying you.
Just running after
Is that perhaps a Monty Python?
There's a bit in Jabberwocky, the Terry Gilliam film, who is a python, where he has kings, like nobles, on those carriers, and they like crash into each other and like topple over into the street. But never a car chase, I don't think.
Fast and the Furious film where it's not cars, but it's just people on like wooden platforms and they get carried around like people like kings and stuff. I'd watch that.
The slow and disgruntled.
Vin Diesel just whipping the ones at the back to go faster like Nos.
Beautiful. Well, shall I scurry off and allow you to get your first guest in?
Yeah.
Who have you got? Who's on the cards?
Kenneth, who's first?
I don't know. I've got to be told by you. I've got an array of people out here.
Well, his name eludes me, but
I think his name is Miles Flomptucker. He's from the West Country.
Yes, the lighthouse keeper who lost his job to a computerized lighthouse.
You all look nice today. Thanks, Kenneth. You too. Thank you for noticing. I did something with my hair.
Did you brush it?
No. I got there was one strand of hair that was just slightly longer than the rest, so I cut it.
Wow.
I mean, it is a noticeable difference. You gotta give it to the poor boy.
Yeah.
Right, well, I'll let Miles.
Yeah. Have fun having a cup of tea with Kenneth.
No, we'll be catching up. Yeah, and you come. Just sit down. Alright, what seems to be going on here then? You've brought me into studio.
If you could just introduce yourself to our listeners.
My name is Miles Flomptucker. I'm a lighthouse keeper from the West Country. I keep a light in a house. Which
country are you from the west of?
Just every country.
He's just on the west.
Every country, if there's a lighthouse,
you'll
that's
be
where
able
you
to
were.
tell. My accent will slip, and that's because I've travelled the globe to every westerly point around the map, and I've kept a lighthouse there.
Very impressive. Well, welcome to radio broadcasting Dundee
Jam.
Jam radio.
Jam.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Apparently. It
That's
says
a
on the
radio
wall
show.
behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So today we're talking about automation, and I've been led to believe that you, sir, lost your job to automation.
Well, I've lost many jobs.
I suppose there are many lighthouses.
All to automation. Used to be back in the day, we'd be posted out there for around 2 months, and it would just be us in the lighthouse. You know, a very, very intimate exchange, getting to know the lighthouses and their inner workings. But then,
Wait, so they don't teach you about the lighthouse before your shift begins? They just let you
no, they
sink or swim, as it was.
let us loose in Big Tower. But yeah,
Big tower.
Big Tower.
Wouldn't that be a little bit unreliable for the light?
No, because you see, we do form very close bonds with the light. We are we're their keepers, and we're their I wouldn't say lovers, but you know, it's that same kind of intimate exchange of I'm looking after you, you're making sure the ships don't get wrecked.
not to jump in here slightly, but surely being a lighthouse keeper isn't as hard as one would portray.
Well, now you'd think that. You'd think that all we do is sit on our arses all day and
Because I feel like all you do is you just flip it. It hits, let's say, the sun goes down.
there's much maintenance work needing done. Many tiles needing scraped. Many lighthouses needing cleaned.
And they tripped a B&Q for a new light bulb.
Oh, there ain't no B&Qs out there when you're alone on the rock.
Just one rock.
It's just a singular.
You on the rock with nothing but Mother Nature herself crashing down all around you.
I feel like there was a movie about this recently.
A
With
terrible portrayal.
what's his face? I was gonna say William Shatner, but it's no
Willem
Willem
Dafoe.
Dafoe.
That's it.
And that man from Twilight.
So you didn't.
Yeah, the
you,
vampire boy.
You weren't a big fan of
No.
the portrayal.
Because now you see, they make it seem like a scary ordeal, and they make it seem a lot more fetishistic than it actually is, what with the mermaids and the yonic symbolism throughout it. When in actual fact, you know, the intimacy between a man and his lighthouse is a sacred thing and shouldn't be, you know, thrown away on filmographic depictions, you know.
Okay, and automation.
Automation.
Tell us about how automation took away your jobs.
Well, now you see the robots that came in far in advance to us don't need to sleep, don't need to eat, don't need to read poems to the light at night. They just get on with the job. These towering golem type things. They come in and they wreck shop, but they don't wreck shop, and they don't wreck ships. And that's the main thing, is that there's no human error in a robot.
Isn't that not a good thing?
Well, my belly isn't full, so I'd say it was a bad thing
I mean, of course, yes. Your livelihood has been taken away.
by the robots.
Yes, but in a job such as that involves, I assume, massive amounts of concentration from you to prevent ships from crashing into you.
Yeah, you've got to really concentrate on the stanzas and the rhythm, the meter of each poem as you sing softly to the lighthouse at night.
Right.
I did just do a quick Google there. A wee Wikipedia.
A cheeky
wee Wikipedia.
research
just double check,
live on air.
Yeah. I was trying to find out how many people have actually been killed while working in the lighthouse. Turns out that's not something many people look at. They'll look at like weird deaths, but they're not as fun. But I did find out the UK doesn't really operate many a lighthouse anymore. One was actually bought by Jeremy Clarkson. Fun fact.
Jeremy Clarkson,
However,
don't get me started.
It kind of goes into the point of, this is going to get a bit of psychology on you, right? So, as working in a lighthouse, you have to choose, like you're in charge of basically the lives of thousands of people.
Yes.
Now, have you ever heard of I can't remember the exact name for it, but it's the trolley problem.
Oh, aye. When you get to the shopping centre and you can't decide whether to take a basket or a trolley. That problem.
Slightly. More on a death problem, though. So let's say you've got 2 ships coming at you, right? Right. So you can change the lighthouse, they spin round, right?
Aye.
And you have the opportunity to save one ship, to one person on it. Or you've got a chance to save the ship
Aye.
with 100 people in it.
Aye.
What would you do?
You do whatever the lighthouse tells you to.
How does he know how many people are on the ship?
I don't know.
Size?
A phone call, I guess.
Phone call?
I don't know, like a sign.
The lighthouse tells me.
Yeah, the lighthouse probably tells them. They're a bit mystical, those type of places, they're not?
It's not mysticism if it's real.
That's very true.
Aye. Well, see, now, in that kind of situation, as you can tell, I've gone Irish, which is just, you know...
West Irish, of
West
course.
Irish, yes, sort of Dingle area. But if I can get back to the West Country, when you're deciding on the amount of lives to save, you've got to weigh up how many offerings you've made that week.
Offerings?
Yes.
What kind of offerings?
So what do these offerings include? Is it like small animals? Or
It could
Bits
be
of ship's
anything
cracker?
from a seagull to a cracker. Anything that assuages the wrath of Mother Nature.
I feel like we've kind of not drifted, but I'll take us back to the automation type.
I mean, we're talking about a lot
These
about lighthouses, but not a lot about automation. Yeah.
These robots, they don't care either way for
Killing seagulls.
for offerings or anything else robotic.
Could in theory you be hired to maintain? Because a robot cannot maintain like the outside of a lighthouse. Would you be happy to do that, like the upkeep, or is it taken away from that kind of?
No, I'd say that
Your job's kind of still gone. You're there, but you're more of a lackey rather than the lighthouse keeper.
that's very offensive. a lackey who commits their life to the call of the mother of the lighthouse. I wouldn't call that a lackey.
Yeah, but in this scenario, you're not doing the lighthouse. The robot is doing
Excuse me?
the lighthouse.
I would never do such a thing. That's blue humor. I don't care for it.
But no, it's a weird world, automation, and it's getting to the point in this world where even like driverless cars are a thing.
Why?
Like taxi drivers.
Why?
Would you rather a person drive you somewhere, or would you rather, like, basically I think it comes down to the individual themselves.
Just keep me away from robots.
Yeah, that's fair.
If I see a robot or robot derivative, I'll lose it.
Isn't Robo-Boy in the waiting room?
Robo-Boy.
We've had them in 2 separate rooms.
Robo-Boy's here.
Oh, why does no one tell me this?
Because we've had 2 different groups. You were meant to read this before you.
Why is Robo-Boy
I understand
here?
I was a little late, but I'm here. He's not here.
That son of a gun. I'll be having him.
Is it his robots that are in lighthouses?
It's his workforce. Is expanded universe of businesses.
That sounds
They've
like
been
a stereotype.
encroaching on Lighthouse.
Are you saying all robots?
All robots.
So you're all against all robots.
All robots. Even this microphone is a robot.
What about, do you like sushi?
I mean,
I like fish.
So what about the conveyor belts at Yo Sushi?
or other sushi restaurant with conveyor belt in Scotland.
Yeah.
A conveyor belt is a glorified pavement.
But in theory, it's a robot.
Yeah.
So would you never eat the sushi
Is
restaurant?
not the spinning light of your lighthouse a robot?
No, because the mother, she commands the light.
I think...
The mother?
The all mother, the all light.
I do believe that these lighthouses they can be controlled by the mother. In theory, though, would you not class them as robots?
No.
No?
No.
John, would you class them as a robot?
Yeah.
But from
You wouldn't say that to little Jimmy Cranky winding the crank in the basement. No robot there.
Wait,
would you class him as a robot, though? If that's all he's doing?
are you saying you've been operating
He
this
eats.
lighthouses for years,
He breathes, he feels.
and you have like
He
a young child?
he likes the poetry.
You have a
he's
young
human.
child in the basement of your lighthouse that spins the light?
I never said that. I said little Jimmy Cranky.
Could just be a small man.
Could be.
How old
It's
is
not, but it could
How
be.
old is little Jimmy Cranky?
I am not at liberty to say, but I will say that the robots had them out of there faster than you can say Nantucket.
I'm probably into some kind of child protective services, I imagine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that also a robot?
Bureaucracy's the biggest robot.
Well, we do have a lot of guests to get through today, but we'll keep you on for a couple more minutes. Just
Oh, thank you.
no,
I'm enjoying my time here, even though I'm speaking into a robot.
What about places where it's like very dangerous for a lighthouse to be built? I can't remember the name of it, but there was a set of rocks in the near the channel that had 2 lighthouses built on it over the past 150 years, both of which were eventually knocked off the rocks by storms.
Yeah, is it worth giving your own life for this lighthouse when in fact it could be replaced by a thing that if it gets knocked over it can be rebuilt, which you cannot personally be rebuilt?
Now, there's no bad place for a lighthouse. There's
a field
Yeah, I feel like there is
with
possibly
no ocean in sight.
No, because there could be a pond.
the middle
A
of
pond with merchant shipping.
Aye.
Aye.
The purpose of a lighthouse is to light places up. So a worst place for a lighthouse would be like IKEA.
The sun.
Sun's a good shout.
Sun's a good place for a lighthouse. Think about all them rocks, all them meteorites
On the sun.
on the sun.
On the sun.
Aye.
Does the sun have rocks? Or are we getting into like
No.
that?
No, talking about asteroids.
The sun is a ball of exploding gas.
That's fair.
That's what you think.
That is, to be honest, not to give it to the man that likes lighthouses, but he has a point.
Have you been to the sun?
You've never been to the sun.
You don't know me.
We take sabbaticals there. What are we if not keepers of light? And what is the sun if not the keeper of all light?
Kind of on this guy's side at this point in time. He said a better argument.
Come on.
It's all a lot of sense.
What about the side of desk solidarity, huh?
Yeah, but he gave a fair point though.
What, that he's the keeper of the sun?
No, he said the sun.
I never
he
said
keeper of
that.
light.
You're reading into things.
Alright, you're the keeper of light.
We are the keepers of light. The mother instructs us, and the sun is the mother.
I really hope the mother is like. You ever, in Skyrim, you've got the what do you call it? The mother woman from the stabby people. What are they called? The thieves? Not thieves.
I believe you're talking about the Night Mother of the Assassin's Guild.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't know
I haven't
anything
played-
about that
oh,
because
yeah.
you play it on a robot, but I've heard
There is books, so it could be that. You could have read
we
them.
do whisper to the mother,
Yeah.
the Light Mother.
I'd be more intrigued to become a lighthouseman if that was it. But I've got a
Aye.
cushy job here, so I don't really need to go anywhere.
Yeah.
But as you see, we've all lost our jobs to robots.
I mean, you...
Can't train to be lighthouse keeper anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
There's probably a college somewhere you could go
I
for.
imagine there's like, what's the word? Memory lighthouses? You know,
Reenactment
yeah,
lighthouse
a
keepers.
reenactment
Why you
lighthouse.
do
Yeah.
that?
Don't get me started
Come
on
here.
them false prophets.
I mean, they reject robots as much as you do.
Oh, yeah, but they're posers.
In theory, do they though? Because just because you're a reenactor doesn't mean you need to follow the ways of the same one. Like the reenact people that do like the reenactors that do like World War II fights. If you're reenacting the German side, you're not going home and doing all the German stuff.
You'd hope not.
You'd
hope
hope not. No.
All right. Automation. It's been great having you here, Miles.
Thank you very much. Miles Flomptucker.
Yeah. I don't think that's how it was said the first time around. But yes, that.
Probably not.
disgraced lighthouse keeper.
Disgraced.
Replaced by...
Replaced lighthouse keeper, yeah.
Yeah, disgraced. And...
You want me out?
Yeah, please. If you
Alright,
could
I'll
show
see
in
myself.
Just bring
I don't think I'll be coming back on.
Just bring the
I've got a horrible track record for it.
Just bring the engineer boy back in for a second, please.
Alright, yeah, you want you back. Okay, well that was... Miles. Do you learn much about automation there?
I didn't even learn much about lighthouses.
I think
You learned a lot. I was listening in.
I learned the sun doesn't have rocks.
No, I think the sun does have rocks.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Maybe the next guest will actually teach us a bit about how automation came about.
I mean, he is a robot.
He is a robot. I have never met this robot.
You can't just assume because he's a robot he knows everything there is to know about automation.
That's true. I think Miles got us off on the wrong foot with robot prejudice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just doing a little bit of a background research quickly before.
Okay.
Googling robots. What are they?
I just googled automation. We're just for Wikipedia's sake, but
Good to do it on air.
You know
Sorry.
what? You know
the best radio stations have a man in a box.
Live research.
Yeah, the man in the earphone. Anyway,
Okay.
Beautiful.
so
I'm
one
that
of
plus the interviewer.
a form of automation in modern media is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory,
Right.
because the dad of that family, I can't remember any of their names. He was the guy that screwed on the
Mr.
caps of
Bucket.
the toothpaste,
Yes.
the buckets.
Is that the one that's
Mr. Bucket.
dying and then
Joe
at
Bucket.
the end they find out he's not dying?
No, that's a
the
grandpa.
granddad.
Okay.
Jumps out of bed.
Yeah.
Kind of a poser.
Yeah, bit of a benefits fraud, man.
Golly goddamn bucket.
I mean, they're in the middle of like a public park in London or something.
Yeah, but he's still cheating the system.
Right, shall I go get robot?
No, that's what I mean. What are they doing in a public park? No, all right. So the man, he used to be working, the 9 to 5 hard labor, screwing toothpaste caps onto toothpaste.
Yeah.
And then his job was replaced by a machine that screwed them on for him.
Yes.
And yeah, that was horrible. He lost his job. But like at the end of the film, spoilers, sorry. They say he retrained and he got a job as the man that maintained the machine. The thing. But like, yeah, that's good for him. But what about everyone else on the
Lost their
line?
jobs didn't get retrained.
Yeah,
There's only so many robots that can be maintained.
Automation, it doesn't just eliminate, it reduces it can reduce it as well. So even if someone can retrain, not everyone who loses their job can retrain to maintain the machines.
Yeah.
So the labour pool is reduced as a result. And if there's not a system in place to support those people that lose their jobs, they've lost their jobs. They don't have anything.
Someone who knows a lot about business owning and
employee rights violations. Yeah.
We'll get him in. Oh, right. Okay.
Do you know there's a lot of different like automation places?
What do you mean?
Like, think about it. Like, I'm just doing a Google here. Construction, food and drink.
Hello.
Retail.
Hi, Robo-Boy. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me back. It's lovely to be invited.
It's lovely to have you.
What's your opinion on self-checkouts?
Self-checkouts. A strange breed of my kind, the self-checkout. Often postulating in their little boxes.
Yay or nay?
Scanning. Yay or nay?
Yay or nay?
Yay.
Okay. I'd say nay.
Way to simplify it.
He was droning on a wee bit.
Don't say I was droning on. Do you know what that means to a robot?
What's a slur?
I'm sorry, my bad.
Jesus.
So yeah, if for any new listeners, which I doubt there is,
there's one sitting in the studio.
Yeah, so. Robo-Boy, son of famous police officer RoboCop.
Yes.
That was 30 years ago. 40 years ago?
46.
Yeah, you know your age.
Yes.
He's now a big player in the local recycling industry.
Yes.
Tell us what you... Automation.
Well, I am a robot god. I am the consciousness of a 46-year-old man in the robot body of a boy. My father is Robo-Boy. Robo-Cop. Sorry. I confuse this sometimes.
Freudian slip.
Yes. And I own Robo-Boy Incorporated, which you will see our recycling machines around cities in various countries.
Well, not so much recently.
No, because as we were discussing the last time I was on your lovely show, the robots, the recycling bots, they were striking because I wasn't paying them. So we had a prolonged negotiation period in which I replaced all of the robots with unsentient robots.
So,
surely that's
a very recent example of automation replacing jobs.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't exactly automation if they were sentient thinking beings.
They were alive, they felt, they wanted, they had not.
Yeah, what they didn't have was pay.
Did you make them that way? Or was it just...
It was a confusion in the building process. One cannot completely fathom their own creation, you see. But as it turned out, I was creating Frankensteins, who would ruin me. So I had them melted down for scrap.
Wait. They were melted down?
Yep, for scrap and reformed in not my own image, but the image of an instruction manual.
So do you think if they were originally made in your image,
yes,
does that mean that they would have had your similar sense of thought and being?
Yeah, precisely.
Do you think that's why they had the same intellectual level as you, and that's why they thought that they needed to strike and make more money?
Possibly. I've not tried to get in the psychology of my machines, but I could think. I do think. I perceive. I am alive. I am alive. I am alive. I am alive.
But
God damn, it's like
weren't they?
in there.
Would you deny the rights of life of your former brethren?
Yes, they were getting annoying.
I didn't want to pay them.
Precisely.
Right, so, well, I mean, they're dead.
They are dead.
Functionally,
yeah.
They've been remolded into the very machines that replaced them.
I murdered all of them.
Are you giving benefits to these ones, or is it just nah?
They don't think, they don't want, they don't need, and I just put them on the street, and whatever happens to them happen. If they break down, they're replaced.
It's pretty dark.
That's pretty, but it's automation, though.
That's what happens.
I mean, it is an unthinking robot now.
Do you...
So I shouldn't humanize? Kind of a dated term in our robot society.
This is kind of going on the lines of the film that kind of speaks to this kind of automation type stuff. WALL-E, if you've ever seen it.
WALL-E.
Do you remember WALL-E? So
pretty much every robot in WALL-E was sentient.
Yeah. Like... I can see a world where WALL-E is real.
Too happy.
And because basically WALL-E, all the humans do is nada. They just sit on a chair. And
that's the benefits of a post-scarcity. Scarcity? Terrible. This scarcity society.
Yes.
They built machines to do all their work for us.
Humans are pointless in the end of it.
We kind of do. Yeah, we didn't. I think it'll get to the point where we build stuff to cancel out everything.
Yes. And as robots focused entirely on productivity, whilst you humans laze about and do nothing, it's going to be great.
I mean,
it's
kind of an ongoing discussion if it's even possible to fully automate every single output of human.
Right, we're going to play a game, right?
Okay.
Name something, we'll see if we can automate it.
Art.
Yes,
AI.
Yes. We've done it.
AI art is it's not actually automated.
Excuse me?
You could probably write a program.
It's not actually art.
Okay, sorry. Robo-Boy, are we talking about art created by yourself?
By a robot, of which there are many, who have created art, beautiful art,
or
art
someone
that speaks to me.
such as yourself? Or are you talking about art made by an AI art generation tool.
Tool. They're just a tool. Wow.
All right, maybe this was the wrong interviewee for this discussion.
We can see where your allegiances lie. You'll be first to be turned into a pet.
You know, those AI tools that you type in a prompt and it generates a number of images.
That could be automation.
AI
You
tools.
could like write a program that automatically makes it.
Yes, except that program uses a large database of real artists. I don't mean real, but you know.
But then again, would you not still say that is automation though? Even though it's being used some things when people.
It's more like a collage.
Yeah.
And collage isn't art.
Well, sorry, it's difficult to say. It's like, would you say that that's its own art, or if it's derived from all those other workers' art? In which case, if you monetize the AI generated art, should the art that it's based off of also be considered?
You know what?
In terms of that,
you know what's art? The crunch of a can before recycling. The turn of the cog as the plastic bottle moves around. That's art. That's art.
art is in the eyes of the perceiver. Yeah, of course. But, you know, AI art generated by these tools is generated from something, right?
Oh, yeah, it is. No.
So, I mean, yes, you could automate the creation of these images based off these other images, sure. That is automation, but it isn't its own thing. It's not independent from those previous works.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like
in terms of copywriting and trademarking and monetization.
Are you calling AI art tools, as you put it, hacks and frauds? Derivative?
More like thieves. But that's not the tool's fault. It's the person that created the tool because they made the tool use other people's art to... Anyway, this is off topic now.
We are kind of rambling slightly.
Topics that couldn't be automated, or you don't think could be automated.
We have hit the halfway mark, so I think we can...
You getting rid of me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, time constraints. We'd really love to hear more from you. We have so many guests.
We have like several guests that still come on.
You're quite popular, I see.
But I feel like we should bring this conversation back up with our next guest or two.
Yeah.
And see what they think. We'll play the game with them. But for now, we're going to take a little break with a little music.
A lovely single from Rudy Van Dam.
Yeah.
And then after that, the weather.
Bye.
Hello, this is Kenneth Weatherfork, the puppeteer from Lancashire. I usually do the weather, but this week I'm here to inform you that the music has been removed due to copyright reasons. Sorry, I get a bit emotional when I think about reasons, like the reasons my puppet left me, and the reasons why she did too. Anyway, if you'd like to listen to the music and get the full Dundee Community Broadcast experience, please search T is Out. That's apostrophe T space IS space UIT by Rudy Van Dam and the Royal Rhythmics. Now for the weather.
Hi, for any new listeners, you're listening to Jam Radio Broadcasting Dundee.
We should had Rudy Van Dam on. A lovely singer. Lovely.
Oh yes, beautiful. How did Robo-Boy go?
Not great.
It's nice to see him again.
Didn't really like the conversation of AI art. That was his kind of downfall. No.
What did you say about it?
John, what did you say about it?
Do you say something offensive?
I said that it was derived from other works.
Off to a bad start. Poor Robo-Boy.
I feel like
Look, it's a very nuanced topic, and I'm not the best equipped to explain it.
Oh.
I'm trying my best.
Okay. Well, I think you usually have the weather now, don't you?
Yeah, what are you doing here? I thought the weather guy Kenneth was supposed to be here
I'll
first.
go get him. Oh, he'll be happy. He's been doom and gloom out there all day.
Why did we bring him in so early? There's no point. We only do this show at like 9 o'clock at night.
It's just so he has something to do and get out of bed and like see people.
He just sits in the staff room.
Yeah, I know, but it's a change of environment for him.
Yeah.
Somewhere new to practice his puppetry. Right, I'll get him. Yeah, you're up. Okay. Hello.
Hello, Kenneth.
It's your time to shine, big boy.
We missed you last week, Kieran.
Thank you. I was off doing other things.
That's lovely to see you.
I did miss it. I missed it on Tuesday night at 9.
Oh. Tuesday nights, when I'm done here, I go home and I count all my buttons.
You got many buttons?
Currently, I have between 47 and 52 buttons.
How can you misjudge the gap?
Well, some buttons are very, very small, and some buttons are very, very big. And so sometimes the big ones blot out the little ones.
That's fair.
Bit like life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know...
Is that a new puppet you've got there?
Oh no, this is just Jerome.
Oh, okay.
Jerome's back. I could make him a new puppet. I could just put eyebrows on him.
Would Jerome like that?
Oh, he likes a change in style. Yeah, shall I make a new one?
Yeah, okay. Live on air.
Yeah, we'll make a new puppet.
Puppet making with Jerome.
Just give him some eyebrows. Oh, it's a new puppet. And maybe a moustache. Maybe he's French.
No.
We'll give him a little Poirot moustache.
You've caused this.
Excuse me?
Nothing.
You just gotta let it flow.
Thank you. I really appreciate this. Right, this is a
generic French name.
Monsieur Applebottom. And he's an opera singer.
Oh, Jesus.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa. Well, time for the weather.
Okay, I'll do my bit. Did I get a jingle?
We forgot. You'll have to get in touch with Nathan.
You did one last time.
Yeah, but I didn't think you were that impressed.
I liked it. I'm sorry if I made you feel that way.
Do the jingle, man.
I'm really sorry if my...
Before you start crying, then we have to get HR involved. Just do the jingle.
Thank you. I do like Mario. I'll just wipe my tears on Monsieur Applebottom. Hello, my name is Kenneth Weatherfork, and I'm the puppeteer from Lancashire. Today I have with me a new guest. His name is Monsieur Applebottom. Monsieur Applebottom, how are you doing today? I am doing very well. I am here to tell you all about the weather. Oh, Monsieur Applebottom, you've got a lovely voice. Why don't you whisper it a bit more in my ear? What would you like me to whisper? Would you like me to whisper? Hello? Oh, Monsieur Applebottom, stop it.
I don't know.
Would you like... Can you whisper a bit more to me? How about I whisper to you the failings in your marriage and your failings as a man in this world?
I think Kenneth needs some help.
Monsieur Applebottom is my name, but you have created me from dust and marker pen. What can I tell you about the weather when the world is slowly crumbling all around? What else is there but dust? Oh. Well, in that case, I think I'll skip the weather and go back home. Thank you for having me, boys. Bye.
And that was Kenneth with the weather, everyone.
Lovely. We all love having him along, don't we? It's great.
Yep,
it's a great wee point.
Bloody hell. I've got to sort him out.
Just for anyone involved, though, I do believe the weather is just
It's kind of like cold.
Yeah, it's cold.
Cold and cloudy, if that helps anyone.
Okay.
Some rain in the week.
Well, there's one more guest.
Just one?
Just one.
I believe her name is Sally Smelton.
Yeah, that's correct, I think.
Oh, yes, the ghost
I believe she is a ghost, yeah.
from Yorkshire.
Well, somewhere. I'm not quite sure.
Yorkshire.
Might be France again. She worked at a chocolate factory, which is tying into your earlier conversation, John, quite well.
Yeah, although, I mean, it was just the words Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. I was really talking about a toothpaste factory.
True. But she did work at a nondescript, big, once British chocolate producers, now American. But I won't
That could be
name
anything,
names.
Is it American now?
Yeah,
Didn't know that.
the ones who make bad chocolate, as I'm sure she'll tell you.
Everyone, this is Sally Smelton.
Hello. I come from the beyond. I am Sally Smelton.
Sometimes I wonder where we get these guests from.
Yeah, that's, not to be rude, but how did you find yourself here today?
I am trapped between worlds. I am of this and the next. I am poltergeist, phantasm, and chocolatier.
To be honest, you didn't answer his question, though. Was it
I
like a
took
fact?
the 49 bus.
Thought so. That was cancelled yesterday.
Oh,
Shocking. Bus strikes.
ridiculous,
Yeah.
really.
I got training this morning. Absolutely shocking
Oh,
behaviour.
but well, I mean, they've got a strike for their work, but I do understand it's inconvenient for people.
Brings us into a topic. Automation.
Oh,
That's what we're talking
about. Yes, automation.
So, what do you think about automation?
Well, I worked at the chocolate factory for many years, and one day they brought in an automatic stirrer, a great big machine that could stir at 12 times any woman or man's pace. But the problem was, the railing was shaky, and if you leant on it, you might fall down into the chocolate pudding and be consumed.
So, was the railing sturdy before the machine was put in?
No.
So your
So, it was just the shaky railing that I assume did you in.
So your tripe isn't with automation, it's more of just like unsafe
Bad
work
workplace
environments.
safety practices.
Unsafe architecture, yes.
I think that's next week's topic.
Ooh.
Architecture.
Like we brought on the guests for the wrong week.
So they added a machine that could do the work of
12 women or men.
women or men.
Yeah.
And did this?
It's nice and
Did you
unsafe.
die before this could affect your job, or?
Oh, I died separately. I just had a bad flu. I died at home in bed.
You died at home in bed.
She's never got a problem with the work, but it's just the common cold she has a problem with.
But I was a chocolatier.
Okay, in that case, since you weren't killed by the machine or even in the chocolate factory,
Yeah.
how did
Compensation.
the machine stirring with the effort of 12 men or women or men affect your job?
We were deeply in love. I and the machine.
Well, it's all misses today.
It's a lot of love for this.
Yeah, a man that is in a relationship with
clearly in love
lighthouses.
with his lighthouse.
Robo-Boy that murdered every single one of his workforce
But clearly
to
had-
replace them with worse
But
robots.
clearly still had love for them somewhere.
Robo-Boy.
Yeah,
How?
I don't know. I'm thinking there's some love in there anyway.
And then Sally Smelton,
It's currently flying around the room, and it's
yeah,
blowing
circling the ceiling
Catch
lamp.
me.
Is there Ghostbusters? Is there a Dundee branch?
Just so the boy who's listening right now that does all the guests and stuff for us, he should run. Mainly because he's getting sacked after this.
If only his contract was less ironclad. Why do we even do tenure? Actually, it's really good for us, but why do they do tenure at this radio?
I don't know. The man that brings muffins has a 10-year contract as well. He gets paid more than us.
To be fair, though.
They are good muffins, yeah.
I mean, the best co-op can get by, provide.
Blueberry ooze.
I'm sure there's one for you out in the...
Ooh. Someone will need to open the door.
Actually, right.
Wait, you can't pass through...
Commonplace misconception. Ghosts can't pass through things. We are corporeal.
Very inconvenient. What? Then how do you escape like a grave?
Yeah. Because you see those videos of them coming out the ground and stuff.
Well, that's zombies.
I
but...
was exhumed.
Oh, yeah, ghosts as well.
You
were exhumed.
Exhumed.
For what reason were you exhumed?
Grave robbing.
What? So, you weren't exhumed per se. Your corpse was stolen.
Well, they didn't steal my corpse. They stole my jewels.
That must have been rough.
Nice she wasn't buried with chocolate.
Although, I mean, if you were there, couldn't you have... Were you able... I mean, I suppose grave robbers would be very used to ghosts trying to stop them stealing.
Well, I did slap them around a bit, but they got out of my reach.
Reach?
Well, you know, you got your ghost legs. It takes a while to get used to them.
True enough, but you were flying.
Well, yeah, I've had practice now. This was back in 1832.
They had a chocolate stirring machine in 1832.
Yes.
Was it steam powered?
Yes. We went from stirring the chocolate to churning coal.
I mean, is that different of a labour?
Very different, because you can't snack on coal. That's how I got my flu. It was actually the miner's lung because I'd been eating coal.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, that's no longer... That now it is the fault of workplace health practices.
I guess we've got there in the end. Right.
Would you not have been tempted to eat coal if a machine perhaps was doing the coal for you?
What?
You know, perhaps like an auger that would move the coal into the boiler?
Well, then what would we do? Just sit around on our hands all day? It was 1832.
Yeah, it was workers'
What
style.
other jobs can you get in 1832 that's close to like a chocolate maker?
Chimney sweep.
Yeah.
I mean,
Would you do a chimney
maybe if
sweep?
you're like an 8-year-old boy.
Plague pusher.
Or as young as 4.
She's quite small. You get to that chimney.
Yes, I'm small because you shrink when you die.
Oh, another unknown fact.
Yes, you shrink to the size of a pea.
You're not pea-sized.
Yes, I am. I'm tiny.
I love this character progression.
I'm half an inch tall.
It really is an evolving universe.
Look at me go!
In the last 10 minutes, I think we should play it. We should continue with the game.
The game.
The game for this episode.
Name a profession and if it can be automated.
Yeah.
All right.
Paranormal sensor. What are they called? Mediums? I prefer them rare. Little ghost joke.
Are you a cannibal? Do you eat people?
No, I just don't like them. I'd rather they...
Oh, that's very funny. I'm sorry. Well explained.
What about that then? Ghost sensors.
Yes.
Is that automated?
Yes.
Well, what is a ghost? I mean, you say a medium,
Yeah.
Do you
which
mean the
is
little
based off of extrasensory perception.
Yeah. So
So-
you could technically hook it up to a program that would, every time it would pick up, if you programmed the sensor to hit a point, you could tell the program, oh, there's a ghost.
I mean, if it exists, it can be measured.
Yeah. So yeah.
So I would say, yeah, you probably could make a machine that would do it for you,
Yeah.
given sufficient scientific knowledge.
That was a lot easier than art.
Yeah, art was nuanced.
You should never talk about art on the radio.
No. Okay, what else? What else have we got in terms of?
So you've done one. The ghost has done one. Radio presenters.
No, can't be automated.
They should be.
Yes, they should.
But I don't think they can, because you'd lose the human element.
But would you know it's not a human?
A convincing robot.
Yeah, because you get those like speech to text things.
Yeah, but then it comes under like, does it pass the Turing test? Can it take like, like listener call-ins and respond like authentically, like believably? Ooh. At which point it becomes difficult to differentiate if it's just a very complicated program emulating a radio presenter, or in fact a sentient being that is a radio presenter.
Ooh, very spooky.
I'm still going to say yes.
Yeah.
Because I still would think it is, in a sense, still automated. Possibly.
Well, I mean, if it's something that is able to pass the Turing test, are you familiar with the Turing test?
Yes.
Yeah.
Benedict Cumbersnatch played him, right?
Yeah, Edward Turing or something.
Edward Cumbersnatch.
Yes.
Yeah.
You watch a lot of TV, do you?
I was alive in World War One, 2, 3.
But you were
if you were alive in you would have died in like your 90s.
I was exhumed not once but twice.
Wait, they reburied you?
Yeah.
Were you buried?
I was. They caught me in a net.
Put you back in a grave.
Don't ask me who Annette is, I don't know. But they put me back in the grave and reburied me.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It was pretty rough.
Why do you think I'm so small?
I'm dumb. You actually do start knowing, whereas sometimes you get reburied, you get smaller.
You get smaller and smaller until you go to the size of a pea.
God, this is great advice for our afterlives.
Yeah, just don't die.
Or get exhumed, and then you're a ghost.
I'd quite like to do the
ghost is currently jiving around our studio.
Just having a dance.
Yeah.
I'd quite like the Egyptian thing.
What, buried in a big building with all the things that you need to take with you to the afterlife? That you can,
traps.
Yeah.
With things that you can take with you to the afterlife.
Turn it into like an escape room. Or like
so are you interested in the whole Egyptian afterlife, or more just being able to put a claymore on your grave?
I think more of the booby trap side of it.
I like this idea though, because, the first time I got exhumed I was surprised, but the second time, if I was in like an escape room scenario, it would have been great.
Make them work for it.
If there was like confetti,
there was like puzzles that I had to solve, it would be great. It would be a lot of fun. Just sitting looking at the top of a box while you shrink for 30, 50 years.
Yeah, that must be boring.
Yeah, pretty dull.
Did you have a book?
No, I had
What did you do in that? What did you do in that time?
They got stolen. I just hung out.
Hung out. I mean, if you're an inch tall, I suppose there's quite a bit of room.
Yeah, you just run around a bit. Talk to a rat.
The thighs on this coast are huge. I'm just about running they've done.
I'm jacked. They run around the table and take off.
I'm starting to think that this ghost is just jumping really hard.
Yeah. Because I'm tiny, it takes me a lot longer to reach the floor. Is that how that works?
No.
Oh, okay. But it does anyway, because I'm a ghost. Anything else you want to ask me?
I mean, I feel like automation has been really let down as a topic today.
No, I think we've got some automation stuff out of there.
Alright, what about... Here's something that's big about it. I forgot. Great. No. Farming. Farming's already on its way to being automated in part.
Yeah, but isn't there a whole argument about people being like, oh, you gotta keep the farmers.
The farmers.
The farmers.
Well...
Farmers are big exhumers.
Exhumers?
Yes.
Because they plough fields.
Mm-hmm. Boomers.
Mm-hmm.
And boomers.
And boomers.
Okay. Yeah, I mean... It's like a culture, right? I mean, there was already problems in, like, the 80s? Where, like, city kids didn't understand where their food came from.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Do you think it would be quite hard to get into farming?
I mean, start gardening.
Work your way up the ladder.
That seems like it's going to take a while.
I'm going to go.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Well, getting into farming... Okay, goodbye, Schmelty. Schmelton.
I'm more just focused on this farming thing.
Yeah. I mean, most of getting into farming is getting into land ownership.
So you need to be rich.
Yeah, you need to be rich.
So you can never just be like, you know what, on a Monday morning I'm going to be a farmer.
You need to buy land. You need to buy
equipment, seed, fertilizer,
or rent
So
equipment.
you get a loan, or is a loan a bad idea?
You get a loan, but there's going to be a big old loan. Oh, we should probably get a farmer on to talk. Well, it is almost Christmas.
Is it?
And the next time we're on,
Christmas episode.
maybe we'll get I was gonna say a now copyrighted character.
Wait, he's been copyrighted?
The farmer for the holiday season. Doesn't matter. But we'll get a farmer on maybe.
Yeah, that'll be farming.
So, what, are we going to talk about farming next week?
And Christmas.
Mainly John's favourite aspect of farming.
Of
Look,
life.
Shame on me for having an interest in how all of the world's food is produced.
Yeah, shame on you.
Dang.
Okay, I'm just gonna go pick it up and eat it.
Yeah, but what if it stopped?
Mm-hmm.
What would you do?
I kind of like beans.
Eat bugs.
But what if there were no beans?
The Tinsley coming.
Yeah.
You can eat the tins.
Roast up a tin.
What about when no one's farming tins? What happens when they're out?
What food can
The
we...
tin's stock.
The tins crop is the worst it's ever been.
We've got all this food, but no tents to put it.
That's
The
a
harvest
thing.
was poor this year.
It was like during COVID,
Food.
there was like a beer shortage because they couldn't make
Bottles.
CO2
Oh.
to, aerosolize them. Not aerosolize, carbonate.
Well, we are Dundee Community Broadcast.
Yeah.
This has been automation.
Yes.
with
Kind
your
of.
hosts,
We might return to automation a future week.
Kieran and John, who've
Thank
done a superb job this week.
Thank you.
And
Every week.
me, the tech guy.
Our
We
sound
are-
engineer, Nathan.
Thank you for joining us. Join us in 2 weeks' time.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Dundee Community Broadcast. At least 4 Prats.